So I had a conversation with my daughter this weekend, and I'm still trying to comprehend what she said. It was just that profound, in my opinion. So, uh, so my daughter's name is India Lucina. I posted on it. She just celebrated her 25th birthday, which was June 27th. Um, Again, her name is India Lucina, and I say that because we choose everything. The pre-birth planning. And we choose everything, including our name, our birth date, our parents, the lessons, the blessings, the challenges, everything. And I often say, you know, dossier in one hand, map and syllabus in the other. And if you think about a map, these lines are a map. Um, Knowledge of self is within grasp. It's in your cells, it's in your blood, it's in the ether, it's in your aura, it's everywhere. And we choose everything. And back to her. So um, my daughter has sickle cell disease. And she was diagnosed with that when she was a baby, and she has the worst form of sickle cell disease. She was put on transfusion therapy, and she doesn't mind me talking about this because me and her talk about her purpose in life, and what she's here to do and her mission and everything. And it's pretty you know for a long time I just sit back and I observe the people around me, like my children, and just people in general. And when I look at India, I think, man, this kid, she's been through so much in her 25 years, so much, from just from having sickle cell disease alone. And if anyone is familiar with it, it's devastating. There's a constant threat of pneumonia. There's it's called acute chest syndrome. There's a threat of them stroking out, which is why she was on apherisis to begin with, because as a child she had abnormal TCDs, which are transcranial Dopplers. And what that does is it measures the blood flow in the brain. And so it was supposed to be a preventative measure. As a child, knowing the way I grew up, and what I understand or what I know, what I was taught, I was taught a very holistic, herbal, non-invasive type of way of being. Uh, so when she was little and they presented me with the transfusion therapy, I was so against it, because not only was I brought up that way, but like later on in life, it sort of confirmed what I had already believed and what I had already grown up knowing. And that is that it's going to sound a little controversial. That's not my intention. But transfusions and donor blood, donor organs, and things like that, although they are life-giving, um, in certain respects, a disease has to run its course. It has to run its course and to come to its conclusion. And the conclusion is death at times. So that was a very scary thought. Like, the point is, like, I went along with the transfusion therapy, but I wanted her to take my blood or our family's blood. I didn't want it to be donor blood. But again, I'm seeing my child and she's suffering. So it's like, you know, you have to make those decisions, and they're difficult at times. But, we're here now. She hasn't had a transfusion in about 2 or 3 years at this point, because she actually came to the, to, uh, she came to the decision to no longer accept donor blood. And She was in the emergency. She was actually in the hospital for about 10 days, maybe 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, something like that. And, you know, no matter what they said, no matter how bad her conditioning, or I'm sorry, no matter how bad her condition got, because it was like on rapid decline and it was scary, but she stood firm with her decision not to go with the blood transfusion. There's a reason why I'm saying all this. So this weekend, we were talking about soul ties, and she has been concerned about the soul ties connected to the donor blood that she's received throughout her life. And I just thought, wow, you know, the fact that she came to that thought process on her own, like she had already didn't want to go into it, but now recently she's concerned about that because, again, and I write about this too, you know, she's a life path 5, and her expression number, you know, everyone has an expression number. It's calculated from your full name on your birth certificate. So hers calculates to a master 11. She's a master 11 expression number. And that in itself is crazy when I think about it. She's a master 11 expression number. I'm actually a master 11 life path number 2911. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but like when she was a baby, a toddler, she used to be around, like we would spend the weekends like sleeping on the couch, you know, during the week, you know, work and school. Well, she was in nursery school, so, but I would have to drop her off and whatever. But like on the weekends, it was like mommy and me time. So we would sleep on the couch all weekend, starting Friday night. And it was just the cutest thing. But even when she was a baby, like, she just vibrated differently. And I just remember recognizing it and sensing it and feeling like she just had a different type of vibration. You knew she was different. And I didn't discover that she was a master 11 expression number until much later on in life. Same thing with me. I didn't discover that until like 2005. And I thought I was a life path 2, according to tantric numerology. I started getting into numerology, but I've always been into metaphysics and anything spiritual, which kind of coincides with being a master 11, because they're all about, excuse me, they're all about illumination. And it's crazy because India's middle name means illumination. And of course, I didn't know that when I named her that. I just like the name LUCCINA. And in body of water is what India means. India means body of water that trembles. Well, clearly that's her blood flow. That's about her, you know, the channeling. If you think about a river and blood through a river, you know, it trembles. So clearly there's some divine coordination there, you know. So when you speak someone's name, it's a reminder of their expression number, what they're here, like a part of their purpose. And her being a master 11 expression number, she's here to express higher concepts, spiritual concepts. It's the old soul. It's a conduit. It's a medium. It's a bridge between two worlds. That's literally her. Because I think about the things that she said throughout her life and the way she communicates with people. People are so comfortable with her. She's very relatable. She's also a Cancer, and Cancer women are very nurturing. They're very they're in touch with their emotions. They're highly intuitive. Cancer women and I think Pisces are two of the highly intuitive zodiacs. Is Cancer and Pisces. And then, well, anyway. But she's all those things. And she's also born on a 9 day, because it's 27 and you add the 2 and the 7 together, which equals 9. And 9 is about, is the humanitarian. It's the cycles of completion. So when you think about the life she chose, which is you know, on that particular day. This is a cycle of completion. So, yeah. She said to me, she was concerned about the soul ties connected to the donor blood, and I'm trying to reconcile that in my mind, what that means. No, I'm trying to comprehend it, because she had to repeat it like several times. I understood it, but not in depth, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But because, you know, physically, blood has a life cycle. You know, someone donates blood to you, it gives you life. It's a life-saving preventative um, procedure. And she receives blood. Uh, in my mind, I was thinking it's sort of like a purification process or transmutation process to receive blood, and it run its course. It lives within you for, I think, I don't know the life cycle. I want to say 30 days, 45 days, something like that, the life cycle of blood cells. I should know this because I was really good with this. But this blood lives within her. Does it leave its essence within her? And I think that was the question that she had this weekend. Because again, as a conduit, as a master 11, she does receive and transmit information from our ancestors, and what she is thinking that it's the ancestors of other people or that donor blood, because she somehow is still connected to that donor blood. And I want to think that that's not the case. I want to think that once this blood, runs its course through her body as a channel, and then it's released or it dies. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I thought that was just so deep and profound that she would even think about. It shouldn't be surprising. I know it shouldn't be surprising, but it was just so deep and profound that she even thought about that on that level. And then she had mentioned she considered herself an extension cord. And I'm like, an extension cord? How? So she was like, and she explained it, and I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not even going to try to say it word for word. But it was just to the effect of, all these plugs are plugged into the extension cord. She's connected to source, which is, the path of the 11. She's connected to source. She's connected to that other realm. So that would be like the outlet, or, the source. And all these different plugs are plugged into her as far as like the donor blood. And she gives that blood life for a minute. That blood experiences her presence. So many different ways to go with this. And I just, it's just crazy. So, she considered it extending its life cycle, or extending its, again, I'm going to butcher it. I'm not even going to go any further with it, but I'm going to get some clarity, and I'll just like put comments in on this post about what she said exactly, because she had to repeat it several times, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But the part that I did understand where she was going with it was just, I just thought, wow, okay, I was always concerned about, the connection with donor blood, and the same thing with like donor organs. I know that plenty of people, there's plenty of testimonials of people who receive organs, and all of a sudden they take on the personality of the donor, or the preferences, or, even gifts. When it comes to gifts from donor organs, this person, like, because again, you're activating that organ, you're activating that blood, and also transmuting, because I feel there's a level of transmutation that's occurring, especially because my daughter is a master 11 expression number. So And I think that's, why she and I connect on such a level. I'm a 2911 life path. So my life path is a master 11. Her expression number is a master 11. I hope my sister doesn't mind me saying it, but my sister is also a master 11 expression number. So there's like this certain frequency that we're kind of all on, and it's crazy how we all come to these. It's almost like this unspoken, again, with the lesson plan, the dossier. Like we all follow this lesson plan, like it feels unconscious, but it's also some divine orchestration at work that we all like. I talk to people and I'm like, yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yeah, oh, I did that like years ago. You're doing that now. It's crazy when you talk to people and they're like, we're like all on that same frequency. But yeah, just okay. Well, it's at 16 minutes, so I'm gonna let this go. I was just trying to talk about how my daughter just threw me for a loop this weekend, and it was just crazy, and I thought it was pretty deep.